Hello everyone, E here. Welcome to another LEGO Hogwarts update. Well, the time has finally come. The texture, which you're seeing here, is going to be applied on the other side of the building and also on the back side and also the towers. These type of pieces finally arrived. We have various quantities of these, one by one, in tan tiles and in dark tan. And we have one by one plates, one by one pyramid shapes, and one by one tiles that are quarter tiles. Basically, I use these 5 different combinations to create most of this type of texture, which is going to be, well, the texture of every wall in Hogwarts. So let's finally get to work and apply this everywhere. Hopefully time will be enough to do all this. So let's get to it. Well, as usual, this took much longer than I anticipated, but here is the side which already had the texture with texture added over here above this reddish brown line. Before we didn't have any texture here, now we do. And what was missing last time was from this window we added all the pyramid shapes and anything else that was missing. And I decided to add a little bit of texture in between these columns. Now, what is the problem here is that there are just so many one by ones of various shapes and sizes here that it's inevitable really for all of them to be aligned. Here and there are some that are maybe a little bit to the left or a little bit to the right. They're not all perfectly horizontal, which when I zoom in and look at them individually sometimes really annoys me, but that's inevitable. Every now and then I will maybe adjust the ones that are really offset, but the result of them all being aligned perfectly is probably a pointless task and something that is not really possible to do. But overall I am really pleased with the way it is. But yeah, this you have seen before. And now I'll be focusing on the backside, which looks like this currently. I will apply a lot of texture here. I am thinking whether I should do this now because I am planning to do some little changes on the interior, and this wall here is a one type wall which I might have to change. It's just one stud thick. I would maybe want to change it to a 2 stud thickness, but which would mean that I'll have to probably tear everything apart or change it. So why should I spend several hours of really trying to place perfect texture when I'll have to tear it apart? I'm not really sure. But here is the other side. This is the other side where we had absolutely no texture, and now we do. Everything here is done. I placed once again all the one by one in tan, one by one in dark tan, here and there pyramid shapes in many places. And yeah, above this line again we have everything placed. I feel everything is really fine on this side. And yeah, this took, I don't know, several hours. I was watching some football, some other stuff, and just listening to music while doing it so I don't lose my mind completely. But yeah, one other thing that I've changed, you might notice these pieces here were reddish brown before and now they are dark tan. Some really expensive color for these pieces before, and I feel that this color is a lot better. And one thing that I'm planning to maybe try out is, see over here we have a one by one circular plate which I might want to change to dark tan as well, but I'm not really sure if that is needed or not. But yeah, I feel that this is an improvement over the reddish brown color. So now that both these long walls are completed, we have, like I said, the back side here to really apply everything on this side, and also the towers, one of them here, the other one there, the middle tower, and this chimney, they need to be covered in the new texture. So I will see exactly whether I decide to do this now or maybe at a later time. But yeah, I will keep going and see how far I get. Upon considering a little bit carefully, I decided to focus on something else, namely removing over here. Just to remind you, to remove the backside here of the Great Hall, you need to remove these two platforms over here with the pathway. Then you need to remove the rock frame, and then you remove this part here, which clips over here and over here. So we can get inside, and what I would like to do is to place the texture accordingly over here and over there and everywhere you see where these open studs are. We need to place, well, the texture that is over here, these 1x1 in tan and dark tan into this pattern. It's the thing that I decided to use. And now that we have this and this, which I just dropped onto the floor, well, let's get to it. Just in case, for those that have forgotten, first we remove these frames here. I only removed on one side, so yeah, we remove these, and then we remove the statues, then these clips here because they hold from this side, then we remove these because they hold from the other side, and then we remove the windows. This is what they look like. I've shown them plenty of times before, but in case you haven't seen them. So yeah, now over here we have no windows on this side. So I'm gonna do this side first, see how long it takes me. Will do my best to place these 1x1s as aligned as possible. Here is not perfect, and I assume it's not gonna be perfect on the new ones, but I'll do my best. And also, I'm reminded that over here I didn't have any tan tiles at the time to place, so I'll have to fix that before I place the frames back in. So let's get to work, I guess. This will take a while. Decided to do some of this mundane work while actually watching some football to relax. And yeah, turns out that if I just do them in a column like this and then use the same technique that was shown in the Rivendell set, where you take a plate or a tile in my case and you just run it like this with some force, obviously, it really aligns the pieces very well. And yeah, actually the result is pretty good with minimal effort. So yeah, I recommend it. Here it is. Actually, it didn't take as long as I was really thinking it would, especially when I was watching something on TV and wasn't really needed to pay attention. But yeah, here is the texture. It's applied everywhere here, and ideally I would like to show this to you from the other side, but the inside interior here, namely this inner wall, needs to be fixed somehow, and I would rather do that shot once it's all done. But yeah, now all these open studs are not visible anymore, and obviously we have four of the not four, two out of the four animals, two on this side, two pairs, and another two pairs over there, and we still have room for the lion and the badger, which are still under construction. The badger is actually pretty much done. The design, I just don't have all the pieces to make all the statues. I will actually show the badger to you very soon in one of the next updates. But yeah, now this is something that really like here on the inner walls, all this texture. which would mean actually that all the other Hogwarts places would need to have similar texture, which will probably break my bank and my will, but hey, what can you do? Now on this opposing wall, I know it's a bit dark. I think I need to change the batteries of the light unit, but you can see that it's very plain. I decided not to place really any texture there because we have a lot of decoration and the banners. But maybe at one point I will change a little bit to add some texture, but for now I think it's good enough. It doesn't have to be even more decorated. But yeah, with that done, now I'll have to decide whether I want to decorate this backside on the outside or I want to focus on the inside now. I'm not really sure I'll have enough time, so I will see how much time I really can spare until I actually have to edit this and release it. And yeah, we'll see if I can work on this or maybe on something else, or this will be it. Next up, the circular building where Filch's office is. All this needs to be covered with texture, so it looks like this. Not really sure how long this will take. Maybe will be for the next update, but yeah, I will get to it. And let's see how far I get. And here is the circular building with Filch's office with all the texture placed. Actually turned out pretty well. I was a bit afraid and skeptical how this texture would look in a circular shape, but it really looks alright. Even when you zoom in and from afar, it also looks pretty nice. I tried to blend it with the vines that I had done before. There are a few little modifications that could be done maybe to improve it a little bit. Here and there, for example, over here-ish, a 1x2 plate, but I will do that at some point. Probably it's not really even worth mentioning. Then I apply the texture on the two side towers and the mid tower, and here I am a bit not so satisfied. Now starting with the side towers, it kind of, I don't know, I am really doubtful what to do because I mean it looks fine the way it is, but for me it kind of sticks out too much, especially these sides here where texture can't be applied. And the question is, do I leave it like this or do I remove all the texture from these towers and have them the way they were way before, so they're just like a smooth without texture and all and tan? I don't know. Now this whole shape and size is really perfect for this scale, and restructuring the whole tower and figuring out a different design is going to be very difficult to find something more suitable for this. I tried doing that once, I think a few months ago, and it couldn't come up with anything better to replace these shapes, especially in this size. So if I want to apply more texture, these towers will become thicker, and that just doesn't look right in this scale. So what do you think? Should I keep it like this? It looks a bit weird, especially when you look at it from close from afar. It looks kind of fine, I guess. Or should I revert it to the way it was, and here we just won't have any texture like this, it will be all smooth. Now with the mid tower, it's even a bit more annoying, I feel, because just the way it is sculpted, it doesn't allow evenly to be placed these different tiles and plates. For example, over here, this could be changed to a brick that has a slot here and here, so here we can add some texture, so this can be fixed. But overall, I am not really sure. Now again, restructuring this and figuring out a different shape, it will be very difficult because it has to align over here, and also it can't really be thicker. This is the maximum of the thickness that this tower can be, and it corresponds with the obviously the dark bluish gray part, and it just I don't like it too much. Now over here I decided to place some plates underneath just because this was too much into the tower. It needs to be sticking out a little bit more, and I used circular plates here. I think I've used 1x1 normal plates here, which I feel is worse. So I just made one like this and one with 1x1s like this, and here we have circular ones just to see which one I like better, but I feel I will go to circular plates at the end of the day. Now one thing that I will try, I feel, is just to sculpt it, the texture, not necessarily following the same algorithm as we have over here in the wall, but maybe I will just use it to sculpt all the holes, so this kind of represents a circle as best as possible using the texture. But still I feel like I'm not really sure, but here I actually have, even though for me it looks worse actually than over here, there is more hope to actually achieve something better, just because I feel like with the texture I can sculpt all these gaps here and just have a circular shape. Over here I will want to replace this with masonry bricks in tan, and that will be fine here. We don't need any texture here. That is very accurate to what it should look like. But yeah, this is the way it is right now, and yeah, I feel this is all the time I will have for this video. Really, a lot of work went into this. I'm really happy, especially that they managed to place the texture inside. I felt that this was going to be a lot of hassle, but actually it was kind of fun and wasn't really annoying at all. So here we have the wall finished on this side, which you have seen before, other than this section here, which now is also finished. And we have the same finished on the other side, which is really, really nice. Now, one thing that I didn't mention, obviously over here, the pieces, I've removed them because I'm using them for something else, but that's a different topic. We have the chimney that I decided not to do today. I just wanted to do it a bit proper, just to have sections like this, some damaged sections, which I just don't have the time to do. And I think I will need some 1x1s, which I think I don't have right now on my person, so it wasn't going to look very nice. But yeah, really nice to have this texture done over here. And also, other than the chimney, we have the section here at the back, which I ended up not touching at all because I want to work on the interior first, which I will probably do for next time, and then I will just apply the texture back here as well, and it will look, well, like this. And with that, I believe that is all I have for you for this update. Next time around, like I mentioned, the chimney will have to be fixed, and also the interior on this back wall, then the exterior of the same wall, and over here, one of the Easter eggs that still doesn't have a home, the Man of the Iron Mask, needs to be reshaped and resized so it can fit over here in the newly modified dimensions of the Great Hall next to the kitchens. So once again, if you like my content, please subscribe to the channel, like, comment, or leave any feedback. It is very appreciated. Stay healthy, happy building, and I will see you once again in the next 2 weeks or so. Thanks for watching, and bye for now.